let's just get straight to it. Believe all women. So we gotta believe everything that Kelsey done said. Remember that. But I'm here to represent the negative. I'm arguing the negative today. I'm the defense. I don't give it nothing because I think she's whatever sound like the truth is a lie, whatever sound like a lie, you're covering up something that might be true. I'm disagreeing with everything she says, no matter what she says. I'm here for the opposite.
Okay, it's September 14th, 2022. It's 11.
No, it's not the 14th. Let me see. Let me check the date. Arguing anything.
11:30 in the morning. This is Deputy District Attorney Alexander Bott. I'm here with Deputy District Attorney Kathy Taw and DA Investigator Jody Little. We're here to interview witness Kelsey Harris in case BA 490599. Ms. Harris
I object. She's not a witness. She's a potential suspect.
Is accompanied by her spouse, Mr. Darren. And sir, could you go ahead and say your full name?
Darren Smith.
And
spell your name.
I object. Why is he here? What does he got to do with this? He wasn't here. Was he there? What information does he have for this thing? Has he got notes written on his hand or something? Who is he? I object. I object to his entire presence. Get out. She married? Who is this dude? I want to see what he looked like. What was his name, sir? What's his name,
For me, please, Darren.
DARIEN, last name SMITH.
Yeah.
And then we also have two individuals appearing by speakerphone. And could you folks just state your name for the recording?
What?
Dominic County. Don Worley with McDonald Worley.
Who are they all?
Great, thank you so much.
I will ask them to spell their names, if not now, then later.
You're listening to Street TV.
Quite clear to
I can
me
get
for the
the
second
spelling.
person. Okay,
We're doing
thank
an
you.
interview. Oh, so wait. I object. Who is D-Boy? So Darian D-Boy Smith. So we're doing some interview with some guy named D-Boy here? Who's he? I object. We got people on the speakerphone. Who are these people? They don't need to be here.
All right.
So
Who's the witness?
we're here to talk about the events that occurred back in July of 2020, July 12th, 2020. And can I call you Kelsey?
Yes.
Kelsey, why don't we just start with how did you come to know Megan Pete?
We met in college. We attended Purdue University together, and that's where we established our relationship.
So how long had you known her at the time of the incident in July of 2020? How many years do you think?
I would say roughly around 6 to 7 years.
And how would you describe the nature of your relationship? Were you friends? Were you work associates?
Yes, we were friends, and of course, as she grew into her career as an artist, I came along as a assistant or a team player, best friend.
And how long did you work with her as an assistant, would you say?
From 20. I don't know the exact years, but maybe late 2018 or early 2019 up until the incident.
And what were you and Megan doing?
I don't object because it's funny that she said they were friends up until the incident. Why? We'll get to that later, but that's neither here nor there.
Out in Los Angeles on July 12th, 2020.
I actually had returned back to Los Angeles. I had came back from Houston after coming over the coronavirus. She had told me to come back. We were shooting a music video to WAP with Cardi B that week, so that is why we were back in LA.
Okay, and
I want to make a correction. We went back to LA after we were staying in New York for a little while filming. Once the pandemic broke out, we were supposed to travel overseas. Overseas got closed down, so we ended up relocating to LA.
Now, when you say relocate,
Are you sure? You want to make any more corrections? Do I need to correct you some more? You correct yourself some more? You done? You good? Is you good? All right then.
was the plan that you were going to temporarily be staying in LA
You know
for
when the
a
WAP
period
video
of time?
was?
Correct.
Okay. And what was the plan as far as hiring?
You ain't never did nothing bigger than that video. You don't know when that was? I object.
You're going to be staying there.
Until the pandemic was, over, until everybody was back free to continue on with their, lives.
Were you guys staying together or in separate?
We were together. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as far as this particular night, was there any event or anything going on?
There was no event, so we had actually got invited by Kylie Jenner to come over to her home to hang out. It wasn't like a party invitation, so we made plans to do that, and yeah, so we just went and attended Kylie's invitation.
And then going to Tory Lanez, how long did you know him for before this whole thing happened?
We actually had met earlier 2020.
And when you say we, I guess I should probably, when you say we, are you referring to both of you and Meg met him around the same time?
Correct.
Okay.
Early 2020, we attended a brunch, a Rock Nation brunch, and that's where we all met.
Okay. And then what would you say was the relationship with Tory, between you, Meg, and Tory, up until that night at least?
Everything was okay. There was no issues.
You're listening
The
to
relationship
TV.
between me and Tory, it was one of those situations you flirt. This is somebody that Megan wanted me to, I guess have involvement with. I ended up catching the virus. Actually, I went back to Houston. Her lease was up with her apartment. Got her apartment situated, caught the virus, and I stayed there. And I guess between that time, Megan and Tory became close. I don't know what the relationship was, but, they were with each other often, and that was that.
Okay.
And then you came back out and met back up with them in California.
Correct.
How long would you say you were back out in California before this night in July?
Less than a week, if not a week, less than a week.
I object on the grounds of you trying to act like he never hit you.
Were you staying with Meg at the time?
That's correct.
Okay. And then that night you said you guys got an invitation from Kylie?
We didn't get the invitation that night. We received the invitation at the music video,
Okay.
which I believe that was maybe 2 days prior to the July 12th, or maybe a day prior to. And so, yeah.
So, did you go to Kylie's house with Meg?
Correct. She asked me to come with her.
Okay. Who else besides you and Meg went to Kylie's house?
In our party, our group, it was me, Megan, and her stylist, EJ King.
Okay. And then, do you remember about what time you got there?
I want to say around 6, 7 p.m. I believe that's the time we finally got there.
Okay. And so once you got there, what was everyone doing?
So once we got there, it was, I want to say maybe 6 people that Kylie already had present. Megan volunteered to cook nachos, and so she actually began to cook nachos, and we were all outside just interacting, and then we began to play beer pong.
Oh, there's a pool outside too, right?
There's a pool.
Okay. So you guys were all hanging out. You said Kylie had maybe about 6 or so people there already at the house?
Correct.
Do you know who any of those people were?
Yes. Well, I didn't know them until that night.
Oh, I see. Okay. Were any of them Tory, though, at the time you arrived?
No.
Okay. Who were the other 6 people, if you remember?
So her 3 best friends, I believe one, his name was Faye or Phi. The other guy, I can't remember his name. There was a female friend of hers, Kris Jenner's husband or boyfriend, Odell Beckham, and Odell Beckham's friend. Actually, 9 people. And then a guy by the name of, what's his name? Their sons to a celebrity was 2, so 9 people.
Okay. So everyone's hanging out. Sounds like everyone's having fun. People were drinking?
Yes.
Okay. And then what goes on as the night carries on?
So, we were playing beer pong, having a great time. Played, she has a basketball court out there also. We played basketball. Megan was cooking. She came out, and she was just, oh, y'all are having fun without me. And we're like, well, come join us, you know? And so she joined us. We were all enjoying ourselves. Of course, we ended up into the pool, having fun, enjoying ourselves from there. Everybody's still having fun, drinking, consuming alcohol. That's kind of when the night just began to, I guess, go left a little.
Okay. And when you say go left, what do you mean?
So it was a point in time where I lost my conscience, and due to the alcohol consumption.
Do you know? I mean, it's hard to say because you're losing consciousness.
It was a point in time you did what? It was a point in time you did what? Lost your consciousness. What happened?
But do you remember about what time it was?
We weren't following with the time, honestly. We weren't following up with the time. We were having a great time.
Did you get a sense of how long you'd probably at least been there before you started, maybe kind of losing out on?
I would say about maybe 10, 11, somewhere around there. I'll say that. That's not, I don't know how accurate that is. So
I object.
by the time I came back to my senses, Tori's now here, but everybody's gone. Everybody's gone, so now it's just me, Megan, Tori, EJ, the stylist.
Tori's gone. Wait. Did she just go from it was Tori? I have to go back. I did not want to have to go back at all, but I have to go back because I could have just swore. And I mean just swore. She just said it was Tori's gone, but then
it was a point in time where I lost my conscience, and due to the alcohol consumption.
Do you know? I mean, it's hard to say because you're losing consciousness, but do you remember about what time it was?
We weren't following with the time, honestly. We weren't following up with the time. We were having a great time.
Did you get a sense of how long you'd probably at least been there before you started, maybe kind of losing out on?
I would say about maybe 10, 11, somewhere around there. I'll say that. That's not, I don't know how accurate that is. So by the time I came back to my senses, Tori's now here, but everybody's gone. Everybody's gone, so now it's just me, Megan, Tori, EJ, the stylist, and Kylie, of course.
You're listening to Street TV.
What time it was when you came to?
No, again, I wasn't following up with the time. So.
But you were like awake and lucid when Tori showed up.
When Tori, I wasn't there. Like I didn't know when Tori showed up. I can't tell you.
I object to any testimony of time or someone who's damn passed out. And
what time Tori showed up?
Anybody who's passed out and belligerent doesn't know the consciousness. I object to any time given by this girl. All objection of time. Object. Anytime you say time, object.
To my knowledge, Megan called a few people on FaceTime and asked him to come over.
When you kind of came to, though, you saw him there. How were you feeling there at that point? As far as
I was aware. Okay. I was okay.
Okay.
So now we're still in the pool. It's Kylie, Tori, and Megan. They're kind of in like an area. I'm actually in the hot tub at this point. I believe that was a hot tub. I can't remember if that was a hot tub or just a smaller pool she has. EJ is sitting.
Oh man, I object. What do you not know the difference between a small pool and a hot tub? Were you in the hot tub or were you in a small pool? Because it's a big difference between the two. You know if you were in a hot tub or not, or just another little pool. What? Continue. It's a big difference, but whatever. I mean, yeah.
She has like a cabana style setup. Mm-hmm. He's sitting over there on his phone, so we're all just kind of just minding our business. You can hear at the end of the pool, Megan is just like laughing uncontrollably. And it wasn't normal. I never heard her laugh like this, so you can kind of tell something was wrong. Tori did call for my name, and I acted like I didn't hear it. And Megan was like, no, come back. I heard that, but Tori was going between Megan and Kylie, And EJ said, Kelsey.
I object to it being something wrong because she's laughing. I don't even understand that logic. Why? What sign is that? I've heard of people crying when they're mad, and crying when they're happy. I've never heard of someone laughing when there's something wrong. I just don't know about that, so I'd object on the grounds of that sounds stupid.
It's time to go. Like, let's go. It's getting late. The alcohol consumption, it's time to go. So I said, okay. I told Megan, hey, let's go, and she didn't want to leave. So I just went upstairs. I was going to go pack our suitcases because Kylie had, when we got there, Kylie led us to a room where we can change and hang out and sleep or whatever. So I went upstairs to pack our suitcases. They were already packed. EJ had packed them. So I put my, it's like a pajama set on. It's a top and a bottom. So I put my set on. I came back downstairs. I loaded EJ's vehicle, who we rode with. I loaded his vehicle with our suitcases, and, at that point, I went back in. She wasn't ready to go, so me and EJ stayed outside. I sat inside of the car with Tori security.
Did you know that guy's name?
Quan.
Okay.
Quan.
Now, he was security. Was he also basically Tori's driver, too?
Tori's security driver friend, kind of just playing all of the roles, right.
Did you know him before this date, Quan?
I honestly had never met Quan.
Okay, that was the first time you
That was my first time meeting Quan.
Did you know, was he local to LA or did he travel with Tori? Do you know?
I know he didn't travel with Tori because, like I said, that was my first time meeting him. I don't know when Quan came in or how long they've been acquainted, or he was just there for that night. I can't tell you.
So he had a separate car.
Tori had a separate car.
And that's the car you got into?
That's the car I got into. I sat in the front seat. Quan sat in his driver's seat. And I was actually on FaceTime with my sister, and we were talking, just kind of one of those things like, girl, I can't believe we're here. We used to watch this growing up.
Yeah.
So, we're talking regular talk. And then so EJ says, Kelsey, tell Megan it's time to go. Her wig is coming off of her head. So at that point, it's like, okay, no, we have to go because her appearance isn't, it's not holding up correct.
Yeah.
So I went inside and I said, Megan, let's go. She didn't even know her wig was coming off. And I said, your wig. So that made her get up out the pool. So Tori stayed in with Kylie. So
that's a damn shame that the only thing that can snap her to reality of it's time to go is her fucking wig.
We come outside. This time, we're making our plans to leave. I guess at some point she tells EJ, no, Tori's taking us home. So they transferred the luggage from EJ's car to Tori's car. And so once they did that, Megan jumped in the front seat. Now Quan's driving, and I'm in the back seat behind Megan.
And EJ just drives off in his own car, correct?
Not just yet.
Okay.
So I want to be clear and make sure I'm not losing my... Okay, so once we do that...
Well, don't worry. We're going to make sure your ass clear.
Okay, Megan, she tells Quan to get Tori, it's time to go. So Quan goes in to grab Tori. We stay in the car. Tori comes out, and he's like, no, take them home. His demeanor was, he didn't want to get in the car. Why? I don't know.
Tori didn't want to get in the car.
Tori didn't want to get in the car.
Did he seem upset at all?
It wasn't that he was upset. I think he wasn't upset. He just he did not want to get in the car. He didn't want.
I object to even any testimony of his mood. We cannot, because she's not a psychologist. She cannot testify to his mood. She doesn't know. How would she know?
Get in the car with us. Okay. Like I said, at that point, I'm not aware of why. So, anyways, we leave. So Tori stays at the house with Kylie. It's me, Quan, and Megan. So we leave. EJ follows out behind us. He goes home because there's no reason for him to follow us. He's going home. So as we're leaving, Megan is still doing this laugh. I'm kind of just in the back seat, just like, I don't know, just in the back seat. And then I guess she realizes that she had left a slipper, a Louis Vuitton slipper slide that she wears. And so she demanded Quan to take us back to Kylie's. And so we pull up to Kylie's house, and everybody's kind of confused. Her security guards are outside, probably like 6 security guards.
You're talking about Kylie's security guard?
Correct. And he calls to see if it's okay. We come back, and they let us in. So once they let us in, Megan jumps out the vehicle. I stay in the vehicle. Quan follows behind Megan, so it's just me at this point.
Oh, Quan actually gets out of the car with Meg.
Right.
Okay.
So they're inside. It's for a little moment. Then immediately they rush out. Everybody rushes out.
Who's everybody? Okay.
Tori, Quan, Megan. Kylie, she comes out, but she stays on her porch, or her door entry. So Megan jumps back in the front seat. Tori gets in the car, which is now he's behind Quan. He's behind the driver. I'm still behind the front passenger. And Megan says, sorry, I gotta cuss, but she says, bitch. Kylie said, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And I was like, what? Like, why? And so Quan was like, they were in their
You're
argument.
listening to Street TV.
I guess Tori and Megan. And so what they were arguing about, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how you didn't edit. You edited F word, but you couldn't say B word. Why did you just have to say bitch? Fuck out of here.
So it was kind of like, whoa, okay. And now we're leaving.
And so Megan's in the front, Quan's driving, you're in the back seat behind Quan.
Megan.
Or behind Megan, and Tori's behind Quan.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're leaving. We're driving, going down the road. Megan is laughing still. It's like an uncontrollable laugh. And just out of curiosity, I want to know what's funny. So I'm like, what is funny? Like, what is going on? And that's when Tori butts in, and he's like, yeah, Megan, why don't you tell your best friend what's so funny? Why don't you tell her how fake you are? And so I'm confused because this was random. And so I said, what? Like, what are you talking about? And Megan's like, Kelsey, don't listen to him. He's just trying to make you mad. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? And, next thing you know, the arguing, began with Tori and Megan. They're arguing. They're taking jabs at each other. He's calling her out her name. He's calling her, like, I've never heard him speak like this,
Do you remember any of the stuff he was saying?
I can't honestly recall, like, verbatim. He was definitely calling her, like, bitches and hoes. And so, I stepped in and I said, you're not going to talk to my friend like that, like, I don't care what
Object.
got going on, but you're not going to talk to her like that in front of me. So he got offended, and now me and him are arguing. And, honestly, when I argue, I can say things that are hurtful too. So he was saying mean things, so I was saying mean things back to him. And
do you remember any of the exchange?
I'm about to get to what I do remember.
Are you saying you egged on the whole argument by being vindictive and saying evil things? And after interjecting yourself into a conversation that had nothing to do with you, nobody was even talking to you, and then you wanted to interject yourself, but then want to say evil shit. Okay, continue to cook yourself, Miss Graham.
He began to say, I'm from, like, he just started, like, I'm from Canada, like, basically, I guess insinuating that they're gangsters or something. I don't know. I'm from Canada, my nigga. Like,
I object. What with Canada? That is no. You cannot. Are you a? I don't even know what that is xenophobic. I object. The hell? They don't even want to play.
and I'm like, okay, and like, so, now we're just going back and forth. It's like, I'm going back and forth with him. He's going back and forth with Megan. He said,
okay, so you admit that nobody's talking to you. You're going back and forth with him, but he's going back and forth with Megan. That sounds like you need to shut up. And that sounds like you're instigating the problem to more than what it is. That sounds like she was she was talking shit and he had to check her. And then you're going to say, oh, you ain't talking to my friend like that. No, yes, he is. Shut up and let her get checked. She being stupid, doing that uncontrollable laugh, doing all this dumb drunk shit. And he checked her. And now you want to interject yourself. Shut the hell up. I object. That's
I'll
what she
shoot
did.
you. And so
He said that to you?
he said that to me. So he reached like he was going to grab something. He reached towards the middle console,
Object.
but he never pulled anything out.
So I object. So I object to the whole statement. Talking about he said he'd shoot you, but he had never pulled nothing out. I object.
Now, can you describe the middle console on the car? There's like I assume like some type of flat cover or lid,
Correct.
And then when he reached towards it, you just saw what? His hand moving?
Yeah, it was just a motion that he reached. He never opened it or, so it was just a motion. So I was like, okay, and if you shoot me, then I guess it's my time to go, and if you shoot me, just know I have people who will ride behind me, in my support, and he's like,
Is that a threat?
he's just talking mess still, him and Megan, me and him. So then Megan, I guess we're on Sunset Boulevard at this time. And Megan demands that's mine.
Your ring. Mine.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Megan demands for Quan to pull the vehicle over. So we pull over and we're actually by a bus stop.
Ghetto ass, son.
Megan jumps out the vehicle. Tori follows behind her. Quan stays in. I stay in. Because it's just like we're in the middle of a road. Like, we're just arguing. This is, So Tori and Megan, they sit at the bus stop. They have, I don't know what conversation they had, a conversation if any. But when they got back in the vehicle, it was calm. Tori then began to...
When they got back in the vehicle, do you remember where everyone was sitting?
Yes, sorry. Megan got back in the front seat. Tori got back in behind Quan, so behind the driver's seat.
So your testimony is that Megan and Tori got into an argument, and then you interjected in it, and then when you argue, you say evil things. So you interject, you made it hard, but then when they got out and then talked without you, there was no problem. Okay, continue. And then y'all got back into the car. So there was so there was a problem, and then they got away from you, and then there was no problem, and now we back to the car with you. Okay, continue. Go ahead.
So it was calm. Everybody was calm. Tori then began to apologize to me, and he's just like, "I'm sorry, Kelsey. You're just a real ass nigga, and I had to tell you." And I'm like, what?
An apology.
Right, and so I'm like, but he's saying it loud. And so Megan can hear this. So that kind of stirred her back up. So now they're arguing back together. At this point, it's uncontrollable. Can't stop
And
it.
do you remember anything at this point that was being said?
At this point, they're arguing.
So him apologizing to you started an argument back. Interesting.
They're arguing about each other's artistry as a career as an artist. She's telling him like you're only this and that because you're on a remix with Jack Harlow, and he's telling her things about her career as an artist, which I can't remember what he was telling her, but they just started hitting each other with their career as an artist.
I need to object. I need to find out who said that first. I want to know if she was the first person to start talking about careers and just being petty. I want to know who's the first petty person. If you can't tell that, then this is just speculation. I don't want to hear it. I want to know who said the first thing, who took it there, because you just said it was calm. They went and talked without you and it was calm, but then once he started talking and apologized to you, it started back an argument. So it's like, it seemed like to me you said something during this apology, quote unquote, we'll air quote the apology, and then that triggered the argument back. Because the only thing that started the argument back was dialogue with you. He got back in the car, started talking to you, and then the argument started back. That's what you testified to. I mean, I could be hearing something else other than the other people listening, but that's what I just heard. I could be hearing something else. I don't know, Kelsey.
So now we're at the final, the next stop where the incident occurs. And this time Tori demands Quan to let us out. He's like, let these hoes out, let these bitches out the car. this is my car. And so we're like, okay, we'll get out. So he pulled the car over, and everything here transpires. Megan jumps out of her seat, which is the front seat. I open up my door, which I'm behind Megan. And when you're getting out of a vehicle, you're not really just like looking at any direction. You're just kind of getting out the vehicle, you know? Especially, we didn't expect anything to happen next, so we're just getting out the vehicle. I get out of my side, and no sooner do you know, you start hearing gunshots going off. I look up about it was 5 gunshots. I look up maybe at the second or third gunshot. That's when I
You're
look up.
listening to Street.
I object. Just no sooner do you know. Wait a minute. Nothing. No words were extolled. Whoa. Wait a minute. So y'all just got out the car after all of this arguing, all this verbal exchange. You mean to tell me that it was gunshots fired off after no words exchanged? After you two were out of the car, no words exchanged, and it's just next thing you know. No, ma'am. Oh, no. Nah, not in this court.
And you see Tori. He's now in the front seat. I guess he must have jumped over. It was very smooth transition because we didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. And he's leaning over. The door is open, and he's leaning over, like the door window.
Which door? Is it the rear door?
The front right. So where Megan was sitting.
Okay, so his door's open. In the
My
driver's side.
door's open in the back, and the front door is open to where Megan got out. The front right passenger.
Both doors on the passenger side
are open. Correct. So.
And is he shooting through the window or over the top of the door?
No, he's shooting over the top of
Is your testimony he's shooting from the car?
the door. So
over the top of the door would be the rear passenger door.
The right front
passenger.
Okay.
passenger. So again, as I said, he must have jumped, or I don't know how he did it because it was very very smooth. And he was leaning over the front passenger door, and he was shooting the gun.
Okay. Ma'am, is it your testimony that Mr. Lanes, Mr. Bryant, or Mr. what's his last name? Deshaun, whatever the fuck. Is it your testimony that my client, Mr. Daystar, was in the back seat and jumped over this? It's a door next to him, and it's a door on the other side of it's 2 doors right back here. Is it your testimony that he jumped over the back seat into the front seat to lean out of the passenger window to shoot 5 shots when he was in the back seat? So there's a door right next to him right here. He could have just opened his door. He could have leaned over and shot at that door. Is your testimony that he jumped over the front of the seat just to lean out of the passenger car? Ma'am, ma'am, go ahead. Go.
Standing at this point.
At this point, I'm standing kind of like my body's still like to the side behind the door, the rear passenger door. So I would say my left side was the rear passenger, and my right side was kind of like this. Like this is the door, and I'm.
Are you still partially in the car at this point?
No, I'm out of the vehicle. Okay. I'm out of the vehicle. I'm just not around my door yet.
Yeah.
So. Do you know where's Megan?
So I was about to speak on Megan. So she was walking away when this happened, but by the 3rd, 4th shot, and by the time I look up, she's facing towards us, and I've described it like a deer in headlights. Mm-hmm. I'm short. I'm 4'11". The vehicle is kind of a little raised up, higher than me, so I can't really see. I can only see from her chest up. That's all I can see. But the way Tori was angling the gun is kind of like, it wasn't like straight. It was like, down.
It was down in her direction.
I object. Is your testimony that he was shooting from the car, ma'am? This is confusing to me, ma'am. He was in the back seat. He could have got out 2 different doors from the back seat, but jumped over the front and was shooting from the car. Is this your testimony?
Definitely in her direction. In the air, yeah, definitely in her direction.
Wait. In the air or in her direction? Was it in the air or was it in her direction? Because first of all, the wound, the wound in question is in a foot. So was it her direction or was it the air? Because you cannot shoot an air in the foot. I mean, a foot in the air. But was it in her direction? Shooting in her direction? This sounds like we should be charging him with something else. Was it? You just said 2 different things, ma'am.
So at that point, we kind of were in shock, you know.
Did you hear him say anything as he was shooting?
He did not say anything.
Okay.
There was no words at that point, you know.
What was Quan doing? Could you tell?
I think everybody was in shock.
Okay, so he wasn't.
He wasn't
part
even
of it.
right here at this point right here. He wasn't part of this. What I'm about to get into next, I can't tell you guys.
I object. He was the driver. He was there with y'all. What you mean to tell me he wasn't there? It was a shooting. 4 people were in a car. Y'all pulled over, and one of the people in the car started shooting. Apparently, allegedly, according to you, at 2 of the people. And you mean to tell me he wasn't part of this? He's witness. He is the star witness to my case. I'm calling him Quan. Quan is my next witness. What did you talk about? He ain't part of this. He's part of everything. Where is Quan? I need to see his face.
Like I said, the motion when he first threatened me was middle console, but I don't know if that's where the gun was.
But you had said he referenced like shooting y'all earlier while you're in the car, right?
He threatened to shoot me.
As if he had a gun
Correct.
in his control somewhere.
Correct.
Okay.
Object.
And so after the shots
Object.
rang, it was like I said, 5 shots. We kind of froze.
I object that. What? You know the shots? You know the exact number of shots it was when you didn't even know the time. You said you had just passed out. You couldn't even testify to any detail of any time, but now you know the exact number of shots in a traumatic experience like getting shot. And you said it just happened out the blue. You said next thing you know. So you mean to tell me you're hopping out the car, boom, nothing about to happen, fucking you got kicked out. You didn't worry about it. Fuck these niggas, we getting out. And then he begins to shoot. But then in that instance, you can count those 5 shots, ma'am. Ma'am, I object. That's just it. On the grounds of you lying.
And by the time I get into I snap, Megan had either crawled or walked or limped over to, she's in a driveway. She's in a driveway on the side of the driver's side. She's in a driveway. Tori sits down.
In the front passenger seat?
In the front passenger seat.
Okay.
He's sitting. I guess just kind of shocked also. So I run over to her. I immediately ran to her. You know, she's the forefront of my thoughts. My job as a friend in general is just like naturally is to protect my friend, protect. So now I'm in defense mode on the behalf of Megan. I ran to her. She's on the floor. I never looked at her feet. I never really just got to look at her. I just know.
I object. The defense would like to add that they believe that every single part of this testimony is just like a complete made-up story, and we'll get back to you when we think she's given any inkling of truth. I think this is all made up right here. Like literally,
I ran to her and she grabbed me. She had blood. So in my head, she had got shot because shots just went off and she's bleeding. That's what I think. So I see Tori coming around the vehicle. It's dark, lights are flat, hitting him. It's almost like a scary scene. So again, I'm in defense mode. I see him coming around the vehicle. I
object. You said he was in a passenger. Okay, so let's set the scene for the jury, for the viewers and the jury. So she gets out the car, and then boom, 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 5 shots. She's over there. She said he's in the passenger seat. So then she just said, I seen him come around the car. What? if it would have been, he would have just been getting out the car right to where y'all at, like from out the driver's side, from where you were just, Megan was just at. She couldn't have went too far. If she got out, then got shot. She couldn't have crawled too far away from the driver door. So if he was sitting in the passenger door. So if she was sitting in the passenger seat, how did you see him come around this door like a scary scene? This is a lie. This whole part is she made up. It's not true. This is not true right here.
And in my head, I'm thinking he's about to come over here and attack us.
Do you see whether or not when he's coming around the vehicle if he still has the gun?
I don't believe he had the gun.
Okay.
So like I said, I just thought he was coming over to attack us. So I stepped in between where he was coming to where Megan was. And at that point, that's when the assault between me and him happened. He assaulted me. And Quan then comes he just comes and he picks me up like a little doll. And he's like, Kelsey, they do this all the time. And I said, huh? She's bleeding. She's been shot. I don't know if y'all know she's shot. By that time, he's already to where Megan's at. So, I don't know what goes on in that driveway.
Who comes towards Megan? Is that Quan or Tori?
So initially, Tori comes,
Yeah.
and that's where I stepped in, and we had an altercation. He physically assaulted me, and then Quan came and separated him from me.
What exactly did he do when he was assaulting you?
I mean, everything. My adrenaline was so high. I don't know if he was hitting me with a closed fist or slapping me. It was just it was a physical altercation.
I object.
Were you wearing a necklace that night?
I was, and I'm gonna go to that part too.
No, you're not, because I'm gonna object.
So now Tori's in the driveway with Megan. Quan is holding me. Like I said, he's big. He just picked me up and said, "They do this all the time, Kelsey." And I said, "Huh? No, like she's bleeding. She's been shot, to my knowledge." And so I'm still in defense mode. I'm still in, I gotta
You're
protect her.
listening to Street TV.
So I look up and I see the vehicle is in the middle of the road and it's on. The door is open. So my initial reaction is to cause a distraction, and I jumped into the vehicle and I threw it in jerk, and it worked.
What does that mean?
I just jerked it, made it move.
Okay.
Ma'am, let me stop everybody in this whole goddamn room. Was there never a call the police, call the ambulance, she's shot, get her some help? Is this not crossing your mind? Like, it's a person shot, you said crawling on the ground, bleeding, medical attention for somebody who's probably have some of the best possible insurance that money can then buy. Does anybody think about calling the police? Oh no! Oh, let Miss Pete tell it. It's because she didn't want him to shoot another black man. Okay. Continue.
Move just to get him away from Megan, because in my head I'm thinking he's over here gonna just attack.
No, so you got in the driver's seat of the car and moved it.
And I made it jerk.
Okay.
I didn't even move it. I didn't even drive it. I just made it jerk.
Okay.
And so when I did that, it did
know?
Exactly what I needed it to do, get Tori away from Megan. And so he I don't know how he got to the vehicle. I don't know if he ran or walked, but he got to me really quick. And that's when he started pulling me by my hair. He was pulling me by my hair really hard. And again, I wasn't afraid for my life when the incident was going on with Megan. I was in defense mode. But then I became afraid for my life when he started pulling my hair and my neck, because it was really, really hard. That's when
Ma'am, is it your testimony that you were not afraid for your life when gunshots were going off, but you were afraid for your life when your hair was being pulled? Is this your testimony? Continue. Go off.
the necklace.
When you said he pulled on your neck, what do you mean?
He was almost I didn't lose my breath, so I wouldn't say choking, but he was pulling my neck and my hair. And then so here comes Quan again.
I want to know. So I object. on the grounds of no, we don't know what you didn't lose your breath, but he was grabbing your neck. No, we don't know, ma'am. And we really need you to describe it because I don't think you're telling the truth. Just be honest. Just this is my,
Quan he's in between us, but Tori has a good grip. He's not letting go. So it's kind of like tug of war at this point with my head and body, and I'm scared. And I kind of dumb myself down just to.
Is it your testimony that Mr. Daystar's security guard can't get his little ass off of your little ass? Is it your testimony that Mr. Daystar little bitty self has a security guard that can't manhandle him? Okay, that's interesting. Security guard can't get him off you. Cool. All right.
Get him to let me go, and I said, Tori, what are we doing? What are we doing? And when I said that, he released. He let go. And so now Megan is standing. We're all standing at the front driver door.
Did you see how Megan got to the front driver door?
I can't tell. No, she just like hopped, walked. I can't tell you, but she was there. She was standing at the front driver door, and Quan, they're just like, get in the car. We didn't.
Is it your testimony that you don't even know how a shot foot victim went from crawling on the floor bleeding to you don't even know how she got up? No one helped her up? It's your testimony. It is your testimony. So it's your testimony that no one helped her up because you said that as he was going over there to you. Okay, so let's set the scene again for the jury. You standing in between. She's down on the floor bleeding. You stood in between him, and then he grabbed you, and then Quan tried to grab y'all. So only Megan is over there by herself. And then while that's going on, Tori, what are we doing? Megan appears at the car. So no one helped this shot victim up. She got up by herself. Interesting. Black girl magic.
Like have a pushback about getting in the car because we're in the middle of nowhere. At this point, we don't know what to do. We honestly didn't even think about calling 911 at this moment or anything. It was all a blur.
Now, did you have on long nails that night?
I did. My nails were broken.
Stop. So you was in defense mode. You was thinking about protecting your friend. But you never thought about calling the police for her. When you're the queen of phones, you thought about calling your sister when you was at Kylie Jenner house to say, bitch, we here. But you didn't think about calling the police when, bitch, you was there at the scene of a crime. Interesting.
Off.
That was during your
with
fight
the
with Tori?
altercation with Tori,
Okay.
correct. So now we get in the vehicle. Quan gets back in the driver's side. Tori gets in the, now replaces Megan's seat.
Ma'am, this is just, my opinion really is nothing to do with the case. Y'all can strike it from the evidence, but you don't need to go into defense mode again. Your defense mode sucks. You got your friend shot and you grabbed up by your neck, damn near choked up by your hair. So your defense mode is trash. It doesn't do anything for anyone, but it really does because never mind. We'll get to that possibly later. If you keep running your mouth, you're going to tell yourself some more. So we'll get to what your defense mode actually did do in a minute.
So he's in the front passenger. Megan gets in where I was sitting, which is now behind Tori, and now I'm behind Quan.
How's Megan looking at this point? Is she crying? Is she upset? Is she scared? Anything? Can you tell?
Megan I was screaming. I was tripping. I was having a panic attacks. Megan honestly was very calm. And that's
Ma'am, is it your testimony that you were more hysterical and hurt than Megan? Ma'am, it's your testimony that you went through more of a traumatic experience than Megan, from what I'm hearing, because you said you weren't fearing for your life when the Megan situation was going on. And then you said you was fearing for your life when somebody was grabbing up on you. And then now you saying you was hysterical and she was calm. It sounds like this is the worst night of your life.
what made me think that they had a conversation in the driveway where I don't know. That's my assumption. But she wasn't in distraught.
Oh, God,
I was in distraught more than her, And sorry, that just upsets me.
It's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I can get tissue. You need
not going with these crocodile tears. I don't give a damn. It upsets me that I feel like you lying. I'm upset. It ain't no tears. So you better tell this story on this fake shit. You went through this whole story. Your friend just got shot. You just got your hair grabbed up. You said you fought for your life. And now you want to cry now? Now the story upsets you? We can both get upset up in here today. We can turn up. What are you talking about?
break. Just let me know, okay?
You don't need no break.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, what? I object. There's a break. What was you putting here, man? Ooh. You're lying. I know you are. I'm gonna get you. I'm part of the appellate team. When we go back to court, I'm gonna be there. Your ass going down. You're not gonna have immunity no more or nothing. I know why you need immunity. Because your ass guilty. We ain't talking about your fight, Megan. We know the facts. So I'm just not talking about this part yet. Cause you ain't. So I'm not. But you and Megan was fighting. You left that part out. You had a gun. Left that part out. Sean Kelly seen you. Your testimony ain't all the way legit. Sean Kelly was there. You know that driveway? Yeah, there's somebody on that house. His name's Sean Kelly. He seen your ass. You had a gun. And wait till I get to that phone call that everybody's saying Tori, you're so guilty about. Okay?
That's all right.
I was going around and.
Honey, I am today.
Thank you.
That won't happen again.
I don't know.
And like I said, Kelsey, if you need a break or anything at the moment, if you want to just get through this one.
No, I'm just going to get through it.
Okay.
You play everybody like
So you said Megan appeared like calm. You were distraught.
Yeah, let's get back to that one.
Let's take it
Finish
from
that.
there.
Start back to that bullshit.
So, she's like, Kelsey
What's she
call
say?
Ferris, which is,
Fair.
you know, co-manager, manager,
Right, manager.
person that's with her every day. Sorry, I want to make sure I didn't lose my train of thought.
Your lies.
So we're driving down. We were heading home, which was like at the top of the hill.
You're listening
I
to
guess
Street
he
TV.
made a U-turn
Ma'am, is it your
or
testimony?
took another road off to where we ended up.
Stop. Is it your testimony that Megan Thee Stallion just got Miss Pete just got shot, and then y'all are now on your way home? No police call, no anything, just take you home. This is your testimony? Cool.
Back on, I guess, Sunset Boulevard.
Ghetto ass son.
And I don't know where we're going. Just driving. We didn't really have a destination. But I believe I did say we need to take her to the hospital. So Megan, she says, Kelsey, call Ferris. I had already tried calling Ferris. We had bad signal, so it didn't go through. I had sent a text to her security. I sent a text to her security at the time.
Is that Justin?
That's Justin.
Justin fired. Justin, you fired, fam. I don't even know what's up with you. You fired. She had a security on duty. Justin, your ass is grass, bro. We finally found out what happened to the last security guard. The nigga got fired. You done, Justin. What?
And because they weren't answering the calls, so I think I said like help 911, Tori shot Meg, or
Do you still have that text?
How's
I'll
that?
have to go through my old phone and.
I'm going to show you.
You gonna know we're gonna go through that. You Tori shot Meg. You object Tori shot Meg. You're gonna have to go through your own phone. We get that into evidence. You're gonna have to go through nothing. You ain't gonna delete nothing and put what you said and all that and erase what you wanted and get all that. No, we'll take that phone. Why you right here? Where's that phone at? Why we're gonna get it while you right here? Cause you ain't about to erase nothing. Could you explain this gun?
A photograph here. If this is a document entitled "Text Message Justin Edison," just take a look at that.
I believe that's it. I'll have to look at my.
Okay, but that looks like the message that you sent.
Yeah, I don't think it's edited or anything.
Okay, so you said help. Tori shot Meg. 911.
Right.
Okay.
Mind you, I
object.
didn't even know that there was already a call that had been made. So I sent him a text. I think I texted Travis Ferris. I think I texted him. I know I dropped him our location. And I also sent a message to my mom, and I was like, help.
I object. You mean to tell me you sent Justin a text? You sent your mama a text, but never even thought to call the police, the ambulance. You, ma'am, continue. Just go ahead. And you're right. It's just your testimony that you're texting Megan security help. Megan shot Tori while riding around with Tori. Is your testimony?
It just frustrates me because,
Just frustrating.
like, I was really hurt, and they just make it seem like it's mentally like nothing.
You're really hurt. I told you this happened. This is the worst night for you. You was really hurt because Meg beat your ass. First of all, now you pissing me off, ma'am. I tried to go along with your story, but now you pissing me the hell off. What you really heard about, who really grabbed you up and choked your little dumb ass up, was Meg. And now I see why. So yeah, you was traumatized about that night because you got your ass whooped and had to shoot your friend and had to blame this nigga. Now don't make me have to go on another outburst. Try to be nice to you. I know you lying, and I'm trying to just let you. But you about to piss me off and get charged with some shit. You know we can charge you with. We'll make up charges. You know how we do.
I sent the help message to my mom.
And when you say you were hurt, you were physically hurt, mentally hurt.
I didn't even realize I had bruises, but my adrenaline was so high. When I say hurt, I mean emotionally.
Yeah.
Like,
Were you scared
I
too?
was scared, you know? Like,
What were you scared about when you were in that?
I don't know. I just was scared. Like, everything that.
I object. See, I object to this slickness that they're trying to pull. Because how did he just have a record? Can I see that record, please? Can I see that file, please? Can I see that? He just had the Tori shot Meg text. It should be a text to the mom, too. It's the same phone. You should have all her phone activity from right then and there. You should have all those texts. How come the one that sounds like some clear admission of just put him under the jail, he did it? You got the copy of that text, but the other text to collaborate that she was even texting, you don't have that? I object.
It just happened, you know?
Do you remember what you texted your mom?
I think I still have the messages. It was on Facebook Messenger.
I object.
Because my mom, she's an Android, so like she's always on Facebook, so I knew she could see it. I think I also sent her a help message.
Yeah.
I object. I object to your mama helping and somebody who's not even answering the phone or getting a signal helping, but the police not helping. I object. I object to you even needing help at this point.
And so we're driving, and I also had made a phone call. Nobody was answering, and it was the person at the time that I was talking to. I made a phone call to him because I knew he would pick up.
You called your man? Oh my God. Go ahead, because I'm about to go.
And I let him listen to everything that was going on. I just had the phone. I had it. I told him, hey, like, this just happened. I need to stay on the phone, you know.
So you had your phone on an open line where
it was an open line.
Basically he could hear what was happening inside the car.
Correct.
Why did you do that?
Because, again, I was scared, and nobody had answered our calls. This is the only person I knew, just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next. So, anyways,
You go to
Megan
jail tonight for this testimony, because we about to charge you, man.
had her leg on me. I still never had looked down at her foot, or if I did, I don't recall seeing her injuries or how damaged or whatever she was.
Ma'am. Is it your testimony that Megan Thee Stallion, the best thing that ever happened to you, is sitting next to you shot, and you don't even remember the injury? You never looked down at her foot at all. After knowing that you was in defense mode, though, when you get out of that. So, you never looked down at her foot, but you called your mama and your boyfriend at the time. Bae, guess what? But you ain't even thinking about your friend who allegedly just got shot and stood next to you, and you ain't even think about the wound. She could be bleeding out, dying, and you ain't even thinking about the wound. I object on the grounds of, man, shut up.
And I'm in distraught. So Tori is like demanding, like, shut up, yeah, like, Kelsey, shut up, you know. And the police, we're driving down the street, and the police, you know, they're coming. The policeman was behind us, but at that point, I don't think they knew this was the vehicle they were looking for. So Quan pulled over, or let them go by, and they went by. And
that's weird.
Now we're getting to our last.
I object. I don't know what kind of car y'all were in. I mean, maybe it was something low key, or maybe it was something that 2 millionaires would be in, but maybe not. But I object to the police searching for a vehicle and 4 black people pulling over to the side and them just driving by and letting you go by like some Grand Theft Auto. You know, the warrant is on 1 and you pull around the corner and get in the gray and they just drive by. I don't believe it.
The final moment. Now the helicopter is over the vehicle and all the cops are behind us, and that's when, you know.
You can hear that the sirens are going.
Sirens are going.
Is Tori singing?
Pull over. He is. He was saying things just like, please, y'all don't say anything, please. I'm about to sign a big deal or something, and like, I'll give both of you guys $1 million each.
Object.
And I believe Megan's like, huh? You know, we're like, what? But that was the end of that. I will be very honest. Megan's, I don't know. I feel like they had a conversation either at the driveway or at the bus stop. I don't know where it happened, but she was very calm. Mm-hmm. She wasn't upset.
I object. What the? So you mean to tell me, ma'am, you about to piss me off again? So your testimony today is that she just got shot, and she's calm because of a conversation that she had. Ma'am, you're under arrest. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for just lying your ass off. What are you talking about? Ma'am, you know I do this for a living, ma'am. You know I'm an investigator. Like, I didn't just come here yesterday. Come on now. You think I've never done this before? You know, I've never heard lies before. Think anybody's never left out important details of a story and I didn't know before? Are you serious? Oh my God. I cannot believe this. This is egregious.
She didn't seem upset with him. I was confused because I'm like I'm distraught, you know. But her demeanor was very like she was okay. Like
Maybe
I
she's
really
in shock.
Maybe she was in shock. I don't know. I can't really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't know, and I would object to any speculation you would give. You are not a doctor. You are not a psychologist. You are not a sociologist. You are not a counselor. You are not. You cannot speak to her being in shock. You are not a fireman. Nothing that would deal with anyone in shock. You are not a damn electrician. You don't know anything about shock. So you ain't a lifeguard. You're nothing that could be a shock expert. So anything you would have said would have been thrown out fast as hell too.
So now the vehicle's pulled over. The cops are demanding us to get out. I believe they asked Quan to get out first, then Tori, Megan, and then me, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that scary?
It was very scary, and it's humiliating and embarrassing. I've never have been to jail, never have been to cuffs, never have been in anything like that. They actually
going back tonight for these lies.
You can see the TMZ clip. They actually have me spread my legs super wide. Mm-hmm. You can look at the clip, you know, you can. It's the clip is there. You can hear me like, okay, I'm saying okay. Once they come, I think it was a female officer that put me in cuffs. I told her, I verbatim, I said, please don't put your knee in my back. This is when George Floyd, that whole situation happened.
This was right after that, or close in time to that?
Object. You trying to name drop, you trying to get George Floyd. Stop it. Don't take them near. Don't you ever try to correlate don't you do that. You do not do that. You do not try to act like they had their knee on you and all that stuff because of George. Don't do that. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
This is very recent. Okay. And she's like, she assured me that it's okay, mm-hmm. you know. From there, I guess
you're listening to Street TV.
Handcuffed us. We didn't say, you know, I honestly, like I said, my adrenaline was high. If they asked me about injuries, I wasn't really worried about myself at that point. I was worried about Megan, mm-hmm. so I didn't even care to speak on myself, which I almost regret.
You're gonna regret it.
They take Megan. She's sitting on the curb. They have me here on the opposite side, Tori and Quan. And I'm not sure what she did. Well, I now know what was disclosed, but at that point I didn't know. Ferris arrived. By the time he arrived, they were wheeling Megan off, I believe in like a wheelchair mm-hmm. or a bed. I can't recall. They put her in the ambulance, and they took us, you know, to.
Did you ride an ambulance with her?
No,
in a car?
I was in a cop car. Okay. I actually went to the jailhouse.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would like to interject. I just seen this footage that she was talking about. When they got arrested, you can clearly see Megan's foot. There was no blood. There was no injury. There was no anything. There was no blood. There was no red. It's her and Megan right there laying down and the thing, and there's no red. There's no blood on her foot. There's no injury sign of anything. And it's a clear picture of her. What she said is true. She had her legs spread out, and Megan's right there too, and there's no injury. There's no nothing. And
again, I thought that was a normal thing to do. Well, with this situation, I didn't know if I was supposed to be in an ambulance or anything. I don't know the rules. They took us. They put me in a room. They came in, took pictures, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly don't recall them swabbing my hand for any residue or anything. And
you don't recall it happening, but it could have happened. You just don't remember.
No, I really don't, like, unless, because I don't know how that works. Yeah. What the swab.
I want to object, but I can't object because it'd be me objecting to you telling on yourself. Because why would they swab your hands for residue or anything? Oh, because you had a gun. Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay. Why you didn't tell that part of the story?
Part is, I don't even remember them disclosing that they were about to swab me, and I know that I would remember that unless, again, I had very high adrenaline. Maybe that part. I don't believe they swabbed me. Just that's my knowledge. I know they came in and took pictures.
Let the record show. Let the record show that if she went to jail, she got swabbed.
So stayed over. They took us, I guess, to a room. Asked if I wanted to say what happened, and I just did what I know in situations like this from movies and stuff. I just asked for, I was gonna get a lawyer. So
I don't even know if this is an objection. This is just me stopping to laugh at you because you said you did what you know from movies in situations like this and asked for a lawyer. Why would you need a lawyer when all you were, according to your testimony, is a victim? You were a witness to a crime and you were a victim of a crime. You got choked up and traumatized and you witnessed the shooting. And you need a lawyer? For what? Oh, for everything that you're not saying in this story. Your gun, you shooting, you fighting, all of that part. Okay, that's why you need a lawyer. You're gonna need another one when I'm done with your ass. Tell you that or not.
the next morning, 8, they released me, and
So it was like 4 hours later or that you didn't spend the night at the jail, right?
definitely spent the night. Well, I mean, I was there all night.
It was that same night though.
Oh yes,
So then you got released like
that
after
morning.
several hours that morning.
Correct.
Okay.
So when you get released,
I
at some
object
point
on
you
the
maybe
grounds
should
it's
go to the
common
hospital,
sense.
right?
Shut up.
So when I get released,
Last question.
they released me and Quan together. And outside of the jail, Quan said he made a comment and was like, money talks or something similar to those
I
words.
object.
don't know.
Yeah, I object.
Did you
I
have
object.
him elaborate on that, or did you ask?
No, I didn't ask. I was confused. He also said that Tori was trying to protect
yeah.
me, and I said, "Protect me from what?"
Man, if
He's
you
like,
elaborate.
"You'll find out later." Like, everybody was playing mind games with me. I don't know what's going on.
Let me tell you what's about to go on, ma'am. You're about to get arrested today because you're in here playing games with grown people who have the power to. We got handcuffs and we got cells for you. You want to spend another night in jail? You better start telling the truth, and I mean right now. Playing mind games.
His friend, Quan's driver arrived. Her friend arrived, and he was like, "Man, why? He was like, why? He like, he was like." I can't believe he did that. He asked if I was okay. This is Tori's, I think, best friend. I don't know his name. Or a friend. They were just all associated.
Yeah.
And he asked if
You're
I was
listening
okay.
to Street TV.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm still kind of in disbelief and shock. I called Megan's manager, and I was like, hey, can somebody come pick me up? Actually, I texted her security, or I called him, one of the two, and he said, call Jilly. So I called her or texted. I have to go back and see. And she came immediately. I went to her house. She gave me a pair of changed clothes because my clothes were ripped from the altercation. Discarded them in her house.
I object. I object. I object. Through no point in your testimony did you say Mr. Peterson ripped your clothes. You said Mr. Peterson when you this is your words. We got the notes right here, man. You said Mr. Peterson when you jumped on in between Megan in defense mode, you said you didn't know whether you said you blacked out. You were in defense mode, so you don't know if he was punching you or slapping you. That's what you said. So, okay, punches and slaps. Then you said, and also in defense mode, jumping in between Megan, you said he grabbed your hair and your neck. Ma'am, when did your clothes get ripped? I'm alleging that it happened when you were fighting Megan. And you're not saying anything about it, but you know, whatever. You're trying to play with grown people, and I'm not for it. Got the wrong one today.
From there, you know, I asked her, like, how was Megan? Can I see Megan? We went to the hospital. I sat outside the hospital. Like, I was not outside the room or anything. I was actually outside, sitting in the car on the street. Okay. She said that Megan couldn't have guests. So I thought that was accurate. I thought that was true. And
I object. I think you just didn't want to. I think you were feeling guilty. You wanted to go, but you didn't want to go. You couldn't go. You were outside. Ain't no Megan couldn't have guests. Even if Megan couldn't have guests, listen, let me explain something too. Man, everybody knows this. Y'all know this. Y'all done visited somebody in the hospital before. So even if the person that you're going to visit can't have guests, you're not about to sit in a car. You about to be in the lobby to find that out. You're going to walk in and be like, oh, they can't have guests. And if they can't have guests, what are you there for? Just to sit out there and be guilty? What are you there for? What would you just go there knowing that they couldn't have guests? And if you didn't know they couldn't have guests, it would be no reason for you to have sat in the car. So why are you there if they can't have guests? Go ahead, ma'am. That's a rhetorical question because I don't even want to hear you.
Still sitting in the car. I received a call from a jail. Didn't think that it was Tory because I actually knew somebody in jail, and he had called often, and I would answer his call. And so I just thought it was him because it was normal for him to call early or late. So when I answered it, it was Tory.
I object. I'm about to shred that call into pieces when I get it after this video. So I object to anything you have to say about that call because I'm going to object to that call when I get to that call. I'm doing that call next. So we'll talk about that call later. I object. That's all I have to say. For now.
I know in that call he did ask where Megan was, and I believe I told him in the hospital. I believe he apologized.
And what do you think he was apologizing for?
I object.
I mean, everything that unfolded.
I object. I object. I don't care what you think. It doesn't matter what she thinks. Well, it does matter. Never mind. I withdraw the objection for now.
That night and the incident,
okay.
You know, that was that.
I object to you freezing before you said the shooting. You said the incident, but you didn't want to say the shooting because you were the shooting. Continue. You think I didn't catch that? I caught that. I seen that. I heard that. I'm a body language expert, man. We've been doing this for years. We study everything.
I mean, I never got to see Megan since then.
Yeah.
You didn't see her at all since she went to the hospital?
No. It was.
Did you talk to Megan at least over the phone or by text at some point?
Later on in text messages, we did talk. She had finally texted me. But, you know, this is somebody that I was with for years, day to day, every day. I know her. Like, that was my best friend. I knew her like the back of my hand. I honestly still feel like I know her like the back of my hand. Nothing's really changed. I'm somebody that, you know, like, I know everything. I'm the first person. Her team's going to make sure I'm right there. Kelsey doesn't leave Megan's side. That's how we operate.
Right.
So when I just, you know, I kept asking, can I see Megan? I actually went back to the house. Can I see Megan? Can I see Megan? I'm still checking for her. Nobody's kind of giving me any information on it. So I kept blowing it off. I was like, okay, maybe I should can
You're listening to Street TV.
Desiree, Rock Nation, She told me that Megan was going to be down for a while, almost a year, and I believed it.
What do you
I object to the fact that why you ain't just walking to the hospital. You talking about, you acting like you making calls to go see her and you never walked in. You said when you went to the hospital, you stayed in a car. So even if you couldn't see her, you never just tried to like go see her. None of this testimony is you getting rejected face to face. Like, no, you can't walk in there. She can't have visitors right now. This is all you tried to call him and you tried to go here. No, you know where she's at. We'll get to that call in a second, but so you knew where she was at. Sat in the parking lot. You're her best friend. Why you won't just go see her? Who can't you pull rank over? I'm going to see my friend. What are you talking about? I've been knowing her before all of y'all. Who can tell you that you can't go see her? The bestie. Who's telling you that? Continue. Continue, please. Go ahead.
mean she's going to be down for a while? What does that mean?
Like injured,
out of
injury,
commission?
out of commission.
Okay.
I believed it. Mind you, I'm at this house. This house is big. I'm by myself. I'm still in shock. I had never even experienced PTSD, but I knew that day when I went back to the house, it was started to hit me.
Yeah.
So I had nobody with me. So I did ask,
get-
can I, hey,
I object. You're not. You can't say. Go ahead.
I might go back, if I'm considering going back to Houston while Megan is healing, because they had already told me that she would be down, and they wouldn't let me go see her. So, or they said she couldn't have guests.
Who is that?
So I said, okay, well, I'm going to consider going back to Houston until she's healed, and then I also need to go seek, treatment, make sure I'm okay. I had bruises all over me. My body was in pain. My back was hurting, which I disclosed to them. I said, so I'll let you know.
Once again, Mr. Peterson slapped. You don't know. You don't recollect whether it was a slap or a punch. This is what Mr. Peterson did to you. Okay, that is not a back injury. And then you said he grabbed your neck and your hair. And you weren't losing breath. So it wasn't a choke, but you was fearing for your life. So where did you get a back injury from, ma'am? Did Megan slam you on the ground? This is where you got your back injury from? Fighting with Megan? Continue. Bruises all over your body. Slaps and punches would have been bruises here. Hair and neck would have been bruises here. So Mr. Peterson, according to your testimony, his only bruising would have been around this area. This is all what Mr. Peterson would have done to you, but you had bruises around your whole body. Continue.
A date and a time to book my flight. So I actually ended up booking my support to come out to LA to be with me at the house. So I didn't need my flight anymore. But no sooner can I send that text, they had a flight booked for me like 2 hours later. Mind you, Megan had just asked me to get rid of my apartment. So I had like all my stuff there at the house. So me and DrRhil Pettis, she communicated with me. I said, hey, like, I have a flight in 2 hours. Nobody told me, like, and I don't have, like, what am I supposed to do right here? Like, my stuff. And she tells me that it's best that I find a rental in Houston, or just find a rental. LA is dangerous right now. That house isn't safe to be at, so I was like, okay, so just to be clear, you're telling me I need to move. I need to move after I just made an immediate move down here. Like, mind you, this is all while I'm confused and hurt and like, so I'm having to deal with all this. And I can't even just kind of try to get my mind right. So, so she's like,
I object. Why would a house be dangerous to live in? I object.
yes. And I'm like, okay. So I said, well, can you at least rebook my flight for a different date? Like, just let me try to get help to help me move my boxes and stuff. I had heavy stuff. And they said, okay, just let us know what date you want to leave. And the driver that had arrived, we actually were supposed to have, we had other.
Object again, man. So they're pulling all these strings for you, getting you plane tickets. She's on the phone with you, helping you get it rental, but she won't help you see Megan. And he claims she can't have guests, but she really could. So, this just sounds so fishy, man. I mean,
obligations. So a driver just appeared, thankfully, and he actually helped me get all my stuff out of that house. And I went and I booked a hotel. And yeah.
Did Tori try reaching you after the shooting?
He did.
What happened?
So the first call came through Quan, if I'm not mistaken. And he was whispering, and I'm like, who is this? He's like, big head. Stop acting like you don't know who this is. So, I believe those are the words he said.
Big head? What is that?
Big head. I don't know. Like I said, we've never met or like we've never had that. So I think, I don't know.
I object, ma'am. I object on the grounds that you're lying. He called you, hey, big head, and it's already been revealed that y'all had a relationship. Why are you playing with people? And I object on the fact that you mean to tell me through all of this traumatizing situation, choked you up, slapped you up, the next time calling you, well, not the next time calling you, because we'll get to that jail call, but the next time calling you, it's hey, bae, hey, big head. That sounded like he was trying to slide. But that's speculation. Strike that last comment. Strike that last slide comment from the record.
I think it was Tori whispering to you on.
No, it wasn't.
No, hell no. Don't strike that last slide comment because you're lying about your sexual relationship. So, yeah, no, he was trying to slide.
It was definitely Quan.
Oh, it was Quan was talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Quan, it sounded like Quan was trying to slide. Quan, like, fuck that. I done been through all this shit with y'all. Y'all niggas is shooting. Y'all doing all this dumb shit, bitch. Bitch, I ain't snitching. I'm the one that know you did. Quan was trying to slide.
And basically, he was just like, he had our stuff, our suitcases and things had been released to him. And he had our stuff, let's make arrangements to pick it up. And so I was okay to meet with him to pick my stuff up because, like, I have to go back to Houston. Every piece of item that I had, I needed, And he was like, I'm trying to remember the full.
Object.
It's full.
Because you don't remember.
I believe that was really it.
And this was the next day, or when was this?
Honestly, I would have to look back,
Okay.
And it wasn't far from that date.
Yeah.
So
Object. You're making up some shit.
It's a long day.
Yeah, I know.
So he'd asked you to go pick up if you wanted to pick up the stuff.
The suitcases, yes. So I dropped him, my pin to my hotel. I believe this is the communication with me and the security guard. And I want to make sure I'm being accurate with that.
When you say the security guard, are we talking about
the driver, Quan. Sorry. I really don't know what the role was. He was
It's okay.
everything.
If it's easier, we can refer to Quan as Quan versus like
Okay,
listed
Quan.
as Meg, yeah.
Right. Okay. And so he came. He actually asked me to come to a studio location, and I said, no, I don't feel safe doing that.
That sound like slide. See, I told y'all. Quan was trying to slide.
He's like, why? Like, you act like something's gonna happen, and I'm like, I just don't feel safe doing that. We're not friends.
I object.
You're listening to Street TV.
When they came, it was Tori Quan, and it was another individual. I don't know who he was. I think he was Caucasian, if I can't remember. Prior to me actually going out to meet with him, I did, I updated my sister and I said, hey, like, just letting you know this is my location. I was still taking safety precautions because I was scared still.
Object.
And I got in the vehicle. Quan stepped out. Tori was driving. And, not driving. He was on the driver's side. We were parked.
And just outside the hotel.
Just outside my hotel. And in that car, he was like, Kelsey, he was very apologetic. Mind you, this is somebody, me, Megan, and him. We were all friends up until that night. Mm-hmm. So although I was scared, and I still was like, let me hear him out. Mm-hmm. This night, it was a night gone bad. Mm-hmm. Alcohol was involved, and I know he regretted it. Mm-hmm. And so he was just apologetic. He said, Kelsey, she attacked me with my artistry. That's what really bothered him, and that's what he put emphasis on. And I said, Tori, but you're wrong. You're wrong. I made sure I made him aware that he was wrong.
That what he did was wrong.
What you did was wrong. Like why would you pull out a gun? Like, none of this is okay. And I told him,
You know what? Why would see, I try to let you go. Why would you pull out a gun? Why you have a gun? Why Sean Kelly see you shoot? First. If we being real in here today, which we're not, obviously, we're being fake as hell and leaving out details. You pulled out and he pulled out. I don't like your story. Jumped over the ma'am. You're full of it. You know that?
I'm not okay right now. Like my mental state is not okay. I have injuries. Like I'm not. This is not right. I said Megan is shot. She's or injured, or she's in the hospital.
Did you ever apologize?
Object. Y'all hear that? She's shot or injured. What? How do you confuse those two? What do you mean shot or? That's it. There is no injured after that. It don't matter if you injured or not. You got shot. Who says I'm shot? Even if you didn't get, you be like, I'm shot, but then they just grazed me a little bit. You don't be like, I'm shot, but I'm injured. Man, what, ma'am? Shot or injured? That sounds like some cap. Okay. Oh my God. This is a travesty that Mr. Peterson is going through this, and then he got convicted, and this is oh my God, this is a travesty. This is a miscarriage of justice.
To you,
Tori, he did apologize to me also, and he's just like he's being very apologetic just for the whole situation, and I'm just like. You need to apologize directly with her also. I didn't know he had. At that point, I didn't know he had sent her messages. Me and Megan hadn't spoken. I'm reaching out, this prior to, I want to rewind. Prior to me even taking that.
Some more. Rewind so I can object some more to this bullshit. say add another detail that's a lie, so I can object to that shit too. Add something else, please, because this is all cap. So you got to add some more cap because you're just making up a story. So you're just putting in shit that just feels like it go in with it. It's like drawing a picture, and it's like you layer it. It's like you just adding another little layer. You don't really even need it, but you just kind of shade it. Telling you now, I know what you're doing, and you're not working at all.
Meeting.
Right now.
It was like her team. They were treating me very weird, very strange, and I didn't understand why. I was reaching out to.
Go ahead. You know what I want to say. I want to say.
Her team, you know, I'm asking them, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm staying in the hotel. And finally, I think I sent, like, a long message, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what am I, me and Megan should be moving as a unit. Like, why am I being kind of pushed out? Y'all told me to move. Where am I supposed to go home to? Mm-hmm. Megan had asked me to get rid of my apartment, and that's what I did. You know, I've always had my own things, own stuff, always pay. You know, so she asked me to get rid of it, and I did. And so I finally sent like a text, and it was just like, this isn't right. And Megan finally had called. I think they kind of sensed like, Kelsey, you know, and she's like, fine, Kelsey, find a place to stay in Houston. I'm gonna pay you that for a year. And I said, I said, Megan, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. She said, I'm going to be down for a year. Like, Kelsey, I'm like, I can't walk. And I'm like,
was the idea when she said she was going to pay for a place for you?
I object on the grounds that I seen Megan twerking online like a month after that shit happened.
It was a place for also her to call home base in Houston?
No.
Okay. It was for you.
For me.
Just because she asked you to move, so she felt responsible that you didn't have a place and wanted to get you a place back in Houston.
Right.
Okay.
I never asked them about giving me a spot. They did this voluntarily and for a year, which was not normal, you know, because we're supposed to move as a unit. Mind you, I had also found out that she had left to New York. I guess she caught a jet. So I was just confused. I was very confused. Like, I'm still here in LA and y'all are, what's going on?
You felt like you're just in the dark.
I was very much in the dark. The people that I talk to every day and I'm with every day, and I would get immediate updates on anything, had shut me out. I didn't understand why.
I object. You fought Megan and you shot at her. That's why. We'll get to that call in a minute.
So anyways, and
let's go back to Tori.
Yeah, I'm about to get right back into that. So anyways, he in to sum it up, he was very apologetic. I told him, you're wrong, like, for what you did, like, this is not okay. And he said, Kelsey, like, what can I do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What can you do? And
I object.
I guess his lawyer, Holly, per him, has said that he goes, can I invest in that? Or do you need a job? Do you want to work with me? And I'm like, huh? Why do I need to work with you? Tori, I'm sorry, but no, I don't want any correlation with you. And he said, do you need me to get you a lawyer? And I said, I don't need you to do anything for me, Tori. Like,
somebody tell me why this girl needs a lawyer and why Tori would need her to get her a lawyer. Why would she need a lawyer? She's nothing but a victim. She got punched up, slapped up, but don't remember which one. Got grabbed by the neck, grabbed by the hair, witness a shooting. What is a lawyer she need? She got a lawyer. The prosecutor on your stupid ass that's on this phone, allegedly, according to everybody except me, and I'm going to deal with y'all in a minute, admitting to guilt. Why would you need a lawyer? I don't understand. I understand a lot, but I do not understand that. And I'm not trolling or being funny or none of that. I'm dead serious. I don't know why you would need a lawyer. You have one. It's called the prosecuting attorney. You're on Megan's side, right? What would you need a lawyer for? You gonna need one. You're gonna need one if this video get to wrong hands. They're gonna be like, damn, hey.
Why do I need you to get me a lawyer?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, can I, what's something that you want? What's something you want to do? Like, do you want to invest into a business? And I'm like, huh? He said, Kelsey, basically, you know what I'm saying. His, per him, Sean Hawley advised him to word it that way. And I told him, no, no, I don't need anything from you. And he's like, okay, well, just think about it and just let me know. And so at the end of that, he asked for a hug. And I said, I didn't want to hug him.
What did you think he was trying to accomplish by making that offer to you?
I don't know if he was just trying to correct right as wrong for what he did to all of us.
I almost didn't hear that question. I don't give a damn. You know what? I object. I wish I knew his name. I forgot. He said it at the beginning. I object to your line of questioning.
Me, of course.
Because I object to this call even happening. So I definitely object to what he was trying to accomplish of a call that I'm alleging didn't even happen. I object to the last about 6 minutes of this testimony.
I don't want to assume anything, but I mean, I don't know if that was his way of, he don't want to pay directly for injury.
I object.
When he offered you all these things, was it over the course of just one conversation, one meeting, or was it the course of over several texts and phone calls or anything like that?
It was over a course, for sure.
Over texts, phone calls, do you remember?
I believe a phone call, yeah, and phone call.
I object. So you don't know if you talk to the man on the phone or not. If you text them, you text them. You allegedly you had this text. Out of all the texts, they had that text to Justin, the one that was like a clear admission of guilt. They had that text, but they didn't have to text your mom. They didn't have to text your sister. They had to text your boyfriend. They have none of these texts that you would have texted to Tori or Megan or Gloria or whoever the hell. No text except that one that was just like a clear admission of guilt. It's kind of ironic, but anything. So, but you don't know if it was a phone call or not. You know everything else. You knew that it was 5 shots. You have a clear memory of the whole night, but now you don't remember something that was even sooner than that, or recent than that. Excuse me. You don't remember if it was a phone call or not. Go ahead, man. I'm about done with you.
And a text.
Do you remember if you still have that text?
When I tell you that phone, I have to go back and literally go through everything. It's don't worry, it's like powered off.
Yeah. You still have that phone?
I do.
Okay. So don't delete anything just in case. Go over it.
Okay.
All the things we talked about. When we want to ask you additional questions about it. Now, over the course of the phone calls or texts, when he's offering you these things, does it occur over several months, or what are we talking about here?
All the way up until I think you guys finally picked up charges on him.
Okay.
And then he stopped reaching out?
Then it stopped.
Okay.
And then you stopped having contact with Meg at some point, right?
So yeah, with Megan, with Megan, yes, she.
What she do?
And I have these text messages also. She asked me. She says, "Kelsey, do you want me to include you in my statement?" Prior to that, she had told me, she didn't want me in the media. And I said, Megan, I need you to protect me in this because they're saying that I probably shot you. They see it.
Whoa! Do you want me to include? You're saying a lot, ma'am. And it's all going to get you convicted. I'll holler at you. Listen. Do you want me to include you in my statement? It's not up to you, ma'am. Listen, you don't got no choice. you have to include the person that was right next to you, allegedly blocking you from an imminent danger and got grabbed up and choked up, but not choked up because she could breathe, but it was flashing her life before her. But now it's a question of whether you could add her to the statement or not. How can you not add her to the statement? And then all of a sudden, out the blue, now I've never heard this from you. They're saying that you shot her? How are they saying that? Why would they be saying that? You on the phone talking to Tory about getting you a lawyer? Why would all this be happening? Meg done cut you off. Why is all of this happening?
TMZ clip is circulating. People are threatening me. People are threatening my mom. People are threatening my family.
When was this, would you say?
This was once everything broke onto the internet.
Why was it saying that you shot her?
Because they seen that me and Tory had, I think the article came out that me and Tory were detained and Megan was in the hospital, so it just made it look like.
Oh, I see. The optics were looked like
right.
that.
So then she had texted me, and she was
No. You mean tell me that your best friend, it just looked like you did it. I'm gonna use this as an example. Takeoff. May Takeoff, rest in peace. So if they would have held some dude and Offset in custody, you mean to tell me I'm supposed to automatically assume Offset did it? Had something to do with it? And that's your man's? That's your best friend? Your right-hand man? Known you for 6 years? Moved out your apartment? Got everything with her? You got all the updates before everything? And somebody's supposed to automatically assume because you was in custody that you shot her? Why would anybody in their right mind assume you shot her? Why would people even be thinking that? You're her best friend. You would be the last suspect on planet Earth. Unless you shot her. Continue.
like, hey, do you want me to include you in my statement? And I said, please, that I would be thankful for that. And
Meg, I want to object, but continue.
And I said, I can also get me a statement typed up by my lawyer. At that time, I had got Dawn for my physical injuries that Tory did.
Wait a minute.
So no sooner could I say that, she had already made the post on Instagram.
Hold up. So you got a lawyer to sue Tory after you testified more than once, and we're gonna get to that damn call when I get to that damn call that Tory offered to get you a lawyer. So are you alleging that Tory Lanez was playing Russian roulette with a loaded gun? He was trying to get you a lawyer to sue him? So, because when you was with him, you saying you didn't even need a lawyer. Why would I need you to give me a lawyer? Why would I need a lawyer? But then you got a lawyer to sue him? Interesting. This lawyer game that you playing is very interesting, ma'am.
And when she made that post, there was no protection. She just pretty much said that she said that I have the screenshot. She pretty much disclosed events without really disclosing everything. But just as my best friend, she could have said something in the words of like, that would have protected me. She left me in the hot seat with them. After you just texted me and asked if I wanted to be included in the statement, you still put out a statement without me,
What the statement said? What was the gist of that statement?
Can I see my
I
phone?
want to object, but I'm not.
Did she say she was shot?
And what she said was,
Y'all thought I wasn't going to get a hold of this footage? I got it. They are playing. This is all egregious. This whole video I've watched has been absolutely, positively egregious on their behalf. If they would allow any of this to be taken court,
So
it would
YouTube
have been
video
a
she did.
crushing section.
I have it, but and I want to
Yeah,
verbatim. I want this statement because then this is when everything, all the assumptions against me really
I
began.
got time.
She basically had said,
I don't want no basically.
I
Don't
want
make me
to find the
object.
actual statement. Sorry.
No, take your
Yeah,
time.
find the actual statement. Don't make me object. We'll wait.
You're listening to Street TV.
You're listening to real TV. We'll wait. We got time. Don't try to not find it now. Now you're getting, why are you getting so emotional?
Let me hop out for 1 second, okay? Keep going without me.
You ain't asking them about 2 questions and they were so stupid the whole time anyway. Keep going without 2. You ain't said shit.
Okay.
Like to interview me, you to continue like you Perry Mason. Meant like somebody. Shut your ass up.
I know I have her statement. Basically, she made an Instagram
I
post.
said don't say basically, I object. Don't make me find it, because how am I about to find it faster than you? Where's my phone? What's there?
Oh, no. Maybe I'll just have to Google it.
If you get me the gist of the statement too, it's probably something we can find. It's something that she
I'm
posted.
saying
in
allergies.
Instagram.
That's all it is for my sneeze.
Oh no, that's okay.
It was
So the
something-
gist of it was that she, no, because the wording, the way that she worded it is very important.
Do you remember? It was an Instagram post.
It was an Instagram post.
that she posted, right?
Object.
Instagram. Yeah, I wouldn't have no Wi-Fi.
I object on the sounds. I can
man,
probably
that-
find it.
I mean, I know
That
that
statement.
there was a long-winded, not long-winded, but a longer statement that was posted on Instagram.
There's a
for
few.
May, but yeah.
Yeah. And
Objection.
come on, I know I have it. Okay, right here.
Okay.
So,
We found the statement. Alex.
Okay.
do you want me to read the full statement?
Sure. Well, if you want to talk about specifically what part of the statement. kind of
So
affected
basically
you.
her statement, mind you again, this was immediately after she asked if I wanted to be included in her statement. And I said yes, because that would protect me, at least put me in a position where people know I didn't do nothing to her. She said the narrative that's being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate, and I'd like to set the record straight. On Sunday morning, I suffered gunshot wounds as a result of the crime that was committed against me and done with intention to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I'm expected to make a full recovery. But it was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night. I'm currently focused on my recovery so I could turn back to my life and back to making music. And her caption was, I was never arrested. This whole experience was an eye-opener and blessing in disguise. I hate that it took this experience for me to learn how to protect my energy. So when she did that, mind you, people had already knew me.
I object because her energy is you. Literally. Your best friend.
We were together. People had seen us, celebrating I had just came back and to LA. So she had made a post celebrating me. And so the public automatically realized she didn't include me in that statement. Mm-hmm. And they began to tag me, and like you shot Megan, and people kept, you're going to jail. I hope you rot in jail and die. They were saying all kinds of crazy things. So I made it, I'm not an experienced, she has a team. I didn't really, so I made a little post and I said, I want to clear up the rumors that I shot Megan. I want to clear up the rumors that I shot Megan. I was not the one with the gun, and I would never do something like that. but I was present. I don't know if that was the best thing to say, but she was like, Kelsey, why would you say that? And I said, what do you mean? Like, you're not protecting me, like I have to say something. And she's like, that's not the way to say things. And I'm like, well, what's the way to say things? Because you tell me you don't want me to speak on it, and then now you're telling me this isn't the way. Like, what's the way? Like, let me know the way.
So it seems like there was discord, you want to call it that, between you and Megan about how the information was coming out. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. That's very fair. And so,
You're listening to Street TV.
So, you know, I'm like, I don't know anything but the truth, Megan. And she's like, you know, so I'm upset. I'm upset because she didn't clear my name. Like, that's my main reason with Megan. She never protected me, never defended me. She made this all about her, like as if I didn't suffer with her. So it put me in a seat with the bad guys, you know?
Yep.
Never not once cleared my name. Mind you, she had no reason to be upset with me because at that time she did not know that I had met with Tori. She didn't know this. So she had no reason to treat me anyway or...
That meeting with Tori was innocent anyways, right? It was to get your property back.
Right.
And
to get my property
down
back.
his requests.
And exactly. There's no ill intent.
Right.
I can be very truthful. I have nothing to hide. All these things, like, it's going to come out when it's supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm not here to get on the internet and tell every detail.
Yeah.
That's what she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So,
Of course,
you know, we went back and forth a little bit in text messages, and I can share those messages too. You know, I'm getting threats. So
Are you getting threats? Are you talking about from the public?
I'm getting threats from the public. I have been approached in person.
By people in the public?
Mm-hmm. That's why, like, I've honestly been in isolation since this has happened. Events that I had to attend just because they were paid, and sometimes, like, it takes me out. Like, you can ask him. It takes me like an hour or more to get out the car before I go into somewhere because I don't know what people think of me. People think I took hush money. People think because this is what she's put out there. And it's like, even though this guy is the bad guy, I guess, she has done a lot of damage to me by what she does on the internet.
Yeah.
And so, anyways.
I object to him being the bad guy, but you being accused of the shooting. And you being accused of the shooting is the reason why you alleged that it wasn't even a shooting. You said, or injured or whatever, shot or injured or whatever. You don't even want to call it a shooting because you don't want to say you did it. Interesting.
That is not fair because I didn't betray her.
Yes,
So,
you did.
anyways, so she was like, she had demanded me to finally get on the internet. Kelsey, I need you to get on Instagram and say this. Say what happened to you and say what happened to me. By that time, I had got Don, my lawyer, and he told me, no, you're not playing social media games. She's not pressing charges. Because, like I said...
This was before the case, he'd been
Right.
arrested for filed on the case, yeah.
Right. Mind you, her manager had her disclose to me that she was not going to press charges on him or anything. So I thought it was okay. Like, you know, like, she's not mad at him, whatever. But it wasn't until she believes, per her, Tori's team was putting out statements through social media, making her seem like a drunk, making her seem all these things. That's what upset her. And that's what finally made her get on Instagram. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be here
And put
today.
out the truth about that her getting shot. Okay.
Correct. So, so she demanded that I get on Instagram and do the same. And my lawyer said no. He said, no, you're not doing social media games. You're not pressing charges. So you don't have to be involved in that.
Yeah.
We're handling your situation now.
Yeah.
You let her handle hers the way she wants, and we're going to handle this how I advise you to. So, I informed her of that. She said, Kelsey, that's bullshit. You got a lawyer now? Like, that's bullshit. She didn't believe me. And, you know, at this point, I'll have to go back to the dates, but I have finally, you know, told her, I said, Megan, I need to tell you, I need to talk to you. And I disclosed to her that I spoke with Tori. And she was like, he's just trying to play with you. Like, he's just trying to play you. And so finally, after I told her I wasn't getting on the internet, she was like, well, how could you meet with somebody? And, you know, and I said, Megan, like, you know, I'm trying to obtain, you know, I have the messages. I can, like I said, I can provide when I go back to my phone. So she thought I was lying. She said there was bullshit. Like, oh, now your lawyer's telling you don't do this. That's bullshit.
She thought you was lying. It's funny how people are with each other. It's funny how much me and Megan are alike. Never met her before.
You know, so I'm like, you know, you're reaching out to me. I'm realizing this is disingenuous. Mm-hmm. It's not genuine. Mm-hmm. You know, we're pretty much going back and forth, and I'm telling her, like, I'm still speaking to her.
But all of a sudden, your best friend in the entire world reaching out to you is disingenuous. After she got shot, and the world is saying you did it.
She's like, how are you arguing with me in private? I said, this isn't an argument. This is a conversation.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation.
You're listening to Street TV.
So finally, I believe we stopped communicating, and then she took it to Instagram Live, and she made a video. And this video just added more fuel to the fire. She's on there. She's like, I wouldn't, for no amount of money, would I change on, you know, she made it seem as if I had to hush
money.
Correct.
Okay.
So I sent her a text and I said, I don't know why you're bashing me on the internet. I said, I'm not sure why you're bashing me on the internet. I know you're hurt, and I'm also hurt. I said, but my intentions are...
I object, but not even to you, just to this entire generation. If you got a best friend like that and you got an issue like that, you call them. Don't text nothing serious like that.
To never, like, go on the internet and bash you. Mm-hmm. She didn't acknowledge it. She kept on with her internet. Like, they were just trying to make me break on Instagram, you know, on social media. Yeah. Come out and finally just blast everything. It took a lot for me to not do it. She had her friends, you know, they were saying things on the internet. Oh, you took hush money. That's how you got your chain. I had got a pendant that has my dad's death day on it. Mind you, this pendant had already been purchased way before. It just finally became ready around this time, in August of that year. This pendant was purchased like in March, April, May, July of 2020 or June 2020 okay. Or before that. So her friend, you know, and we were all friends. So I know how Megan operates. This was basically something she approved for her to post. Oh, now you're delusional, you stupid bitch. Yeah, you must have took that hush money. That's how you got your little chain. It was a lot of evil things in that message. And
so it sounds like your friendship completely.
Oh, it was over. So if you ever thought I was now going to get on the internet and say anything to you, that's over.
Well, so, I mean, this is a question that's going to be asked when trial comes around. It's a question we want to ask you just so that we can clear the air on this. You know,
I object.
Are you telling us what happened in that night, as you tell us now? Are you telling all of this to protect her or to get back in her good graces?
Oh, not at all. My purpose of me speaking my truth is just to... I know this is obviously it's like a never-ending thing, but I just want to free myself from this. Yeah. I tried to free myself a long time ago, but every time you turn around, she's making a song about me, making a diss track about me, talking about me. And see, that's the other thing that people don't understand. They think that we fell out behind Tori. It's not true. This had nothing to do with that. I'm not mad at her. I mean, of course, now it's like, damn, like my best friend that she...
Yeah, we know. It was Ben Simmons and the baby.
How could you do that to me?
This is all because of the aftermath of the shooting
Exactly.
and how it was presented.
That's why I'm so upset, because one, you didn't protect me.
Yeah.
Two, y'all were on the internet doing all this. Three, you called around Houston telling people that I took hush money and not to talk to me. Like, you're really trying to make people not like me. You know what I'm saying? For what? I was really a good friend to her.
So you think she was really upset that you wouldn't put out a statement to back
Correct.
her up on the internet, and then
That's
she
why.
felt that the only reason you would do that is because
took
Tori
hush
paid you
money.
off. When in reality, your lawyer was advising you not to do it.
And she knows that, because my lawyer also made contact with her lawyer at the time, Alex Sparrow,
Yeah.
and asked for her to stop. And they said, well, why won't she make a statement, you know? And he told her, well, your client's not pressing charges. My client doesn't want no involvement.
So my other question to you, and again, I think this is something that will be asked on the road, is once the case was filed, I know we didn't get to talking to you until today.
Right. I just didn't want to.
Why don't you tell us where your
I
head was
just
at?
didn't want to be involved. I didn't want to voluntarily
Yeah, because you're a guilty party. I wouldn't want to be involved either.
put myself in a situation, and this girl's not backing me up at all. She's not here for me. She has made it real hard for me in real life. You know, why? You're not protecting me. You're not doing nothing for me. Like, let them let y'all do what y'all have to do. You know, I'm never running away from it, or you know, I'm ready for the facts to come out. You know, and
that's the way they should be. Not on social media, not piecemeal.
Not on social media. She has done a lot. She had made a dish. I'm not a person that likes to do the social media back and forth, but this has made me do it, and I hate that, because that's not my character.
Yeah.
Mind you, I have run a business, so I can't just always do things like that. Sometimes I don't even like to go around people, because I don't know how they feel about me. Sometimes I don't even present myself as Kelsey, because, oh, you're the girl that took hush money. Like, I've had people come up to me, right? I don't go to grocery stores. I've been to a dollar store and got pinned in a corner. People come up to me, you took hush money. Like, she has made it real difficult. And why?
Yeah.
I didn't betray you.
Yeah.
She's putting the word out that I betrayed her. That's not true. It was obviously the other way around. But
this trial will be an opportunity for everybody to speak their truth.
To finally speak the truth. And that's what I'm happy for. And that's the other thing. Like, you know, now I'll be able to really open up and help the public, because now they're involved, understand why me and Megan are friends.
Yeah.
She's not going to hold herself accountable. She doesn't ever hold herself accountable to things.
And Tori needs to be held accountable.
And he needs to be held accountable too. Both of them. And like I said, we could have went home that night.
Yeah.
We were on our way home. But she demanded the driver to take us back. And it wasn't because of a sandal. Tori was with Kylie still.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. She had, and I forgot to even throw that part in. That just made me remember. She had tried to get me mad. She was like, Kelsey, he wants to stay with Kylie. I'm like, okay, let him stay with Kylie.
That didn't bother you at all?
No, I was way past.
She had tried to get you mad. Now you want to throw in that you and her got into an argument. Okay. At the end, you about to piss me all the way off.
This person.
Yeah.
Megan had actually
You're listening to Street
asked
TV.
me, Kelsey, I just want, can you and Tori, like, you know, she wanted me on him, like, to talk to him. And then she was like, Kelsey, I want y'all to just keep it as friends, because we might do business and I don't want that to interfere, you know, and I respected it.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that's like, oh, no, I respected it.
Yeah.
And we just kept the friendship, you know, and that's it.
Okay.
But now when I look back at everything, it was other reasons involved.
Okay.
So no, I wasn't, like, me and Tori's involvement has nothing to do with that night. It came out because he obviously tried to throw her under the bus and turn me against her.
Right.
That was not the issue.
He was working the social media side as well.
Well, now you admit your involvement. You never brung that into the play. That's what I'm saying. You being involved with him has a major factor into this whole situation.
I don't know how true. I mean, I don't know, but I probably so.
Yeah.
They were putting out false narratives. Oh, Kelsey was bitter that night. And the other thing is, I don't know, like, you know, my truth brings in Kylie Jenner, and I don't know if they disclose these things. I don't think they want to, because it's better to say Kelsey was the bitter best friend versus saying Megan was upset that Tori and Kylie, you know, it's just more better, right? Okay, well, if I have to be the
better. Shut up.
bitter best friend, fine, but there's still no right for all of this to be going on.
Okay.
And then with Megan, it makes sense now because she told you guys that the argument started between me and him, if I'm not mistaken, and that's false. So now I know that I was pushed out because she did not tell the truth initially. Put it on me, which is fine. But that's a mutual, a mutual thing. Like, Kelsey, I need you to just say this instead of just blaming me. That's not right. So
I think there's something that not everyone is privy to. When the trial concludes and when everyone testifies, there's certainly a lot of things that have been kind of leaked piecemeal out there, and some things are absolutely not true. Some things that I think still doesn't give everyone the whole picture of everything. I would say, just like everyone else, you always want to reserve any conclusions you have about what the people are saying. Even Meg, I know it's hard, but wait till the end of the trial, and then you'll get a sense of where everyone's at, and then
This is the opportunity for everybody. They're going to take an oath to tell the truth, and they're going to give their full.
I don't even think they'll tell the truth under oath.
Well, as long as when you're up there,
I mean, I'm telling. I have nothing to hide or lie about, even if it's something that makes me look bad.
You just hid and lied.
Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think.
You just hid and lied your relationship with Tori.
Why it's hard
You
for
hid
you
and
to,
lied the fight with Meg. You hid and lied your
when
gun.
you hear some of the stuff that Megan might say, to feel offended by some of the things that she's not including. But I'll say that, like I said, wait till the end of the trial. There's a lot of things that she's told us that's not out there. Okay? And just like everything you're telling us, it's not just going to be out there. That's the hope, certainly.
how does this work? Because
How it works is we are under a discovery protective order. So the discovery in this case, interviews of witnesses, any evidence in this case is disclosed only to the parties that need to know, which is prosecution and the defense. So there's always stuff that gets leaked a little bit. Some of it's there's a grain of truth, but there's other stuff that's not included. A lot of other stuff that's not included, and that's deliberate because this case has to be tried in court, and that's it.
Excuse me, should we further this conversation on or off record?
That's fine. This is just to explain the discovery protective order. It's fine.
my other concern was, I'm somebody who is very accessible because my business, like what I do, it involves me to be involved, So that was my other thing, is just like this. I don't know how concerned anybody else is, but for my safety, I'm very concerned.
Okay, and we'll have a discussion about safety concerns off the record because we have to go into more details about your lifestyle or things like that. We have to make accommodations or figure
You talking about your safety, but you was nothing but a victim, allegedly.
things out. That's something we'll do off the record, okay? But I think for your purposes, just so you know, we are in the home stretch. It doesn't seem like that because it's been going on for so long, but we are, and all the truth will come out from every witness in this case to some degree. And so I think, I know you have strong feelings about what happened, as you should, and everything you've said to us today makes sense. I think, we want to make sure that there's some resolution for everyone involved, you included, not just Meg. Hopefully,
You're listening to Street TV.
sees the evidence, and hopefully there's accountability. There's regulatory, but we want resolution for everyone involved, including you. Okay, but that won't happen until after the trial's done.
It's understandable. I'm just ready to move forward. And
Kelsey, and
still
let me
fight
just
through the
say
media.
we're so appreciative that you came out today and that you spoke to us. And I know it was hard to dig up these memories. But I appreciate, you wanted to be accurate and you wanted to get everything right. And
That it made Tori look bad. This made Tori look like it ain't make him look innocent because she said that he did it, but her story was so choppy. She just got shredded in court today. I'll tell you that much. She just got fried in court today. Nobody believes what she said. If you watch this video, it's no way you believe anything she said. Especially if you know that. Don't worry, wait till y'all say. I should do it on this live, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a video with that one. I'm about to react to that. As soon as I charge up my stuff a little bit, I'm about to do a video that call. And if you like this, we gonna get to that call because everybody feeling like he's guilty of based on that call, and I feel like he's innocent based on that call. So I guess y'all don't hear what I hear. So I'm gonna point it out. Don't worry, I got y'all. You're gonna be like, okay, damn, I ain't hear that. Just like you didn't hear this. Somebody told me this was damning evidence. This was not nothing of this. I object. The fuck? Subscribe, man.